So when you have a post-game address like you did the other night, and you said a couple things that were clearly meant to get the arousal of your players, what's it like on the practice ice on Monday morning, Tuesday?
It was quiet at the start. I think they were expecting something different, and it was quiet. And, we do a lot of stuff analytically wise, and, we're built a certain way, and when we play outside of that, we don't have success. And I know the players are frustrated, and we're frustrated at times with it, because being able to win on the road like we are and playing as well on the road as we've played for a long time now, it's hard to win on the road, but we seem to push ahead there and play the right way. And there's too many times at home we come home and we want to hit a home run, and we pay for it. We're built a certain way. We're not built like Pittsburgh. We're not built like San Jose. We're built a certain way. And when you look at the game, the scoring chances are pretty much even. We had 8 or 9 odd man rushes, a couple breakaways, but man, giving those guys 7 or 8 odd man rushes, that's a recipe for disaster with all their finishers, and that's what we did.
Ken, you've delivered that message to us a few times about not hitting home runs and being built a certain way. How close is that message then to sinking into the guys who have to execute that on the ice?
Well, look, it's a roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty message. You're going to make mistakes along the way, Reed. It's not going to turn overnight. You don't get this formula changed overnight. It's push, and you're going to have emotional setbacks. I mean, we were so excited with the way we played in Mini. It was a 4-point game for both teams, and we really were steady the whole game. And I think all of us, including the players, expected that we were going to carry that on. Well, we didn't. But you come back, you got to come back to work. You can't just keep bemoaning the fact that you didn't get it done. You got to keep coming back to work, and you got to grind. And we're, like I said, we're built a certain way, and when we play within that structure, and especially when you back it up with the analytics that were slapped on my desk this morning, it's pretty revealing, and we got to figure that out. That's the part we got to figure out, is we got to be comfortable the way we're built and in our own skin right now.
One of the assertions you made the other night was that maybe the team isn't wanting it enough in this moment.
No, I didn't say that. I said the coaches can't want it, and I meant style of play more than the players. And the players have to want that style of play. And that's the ongoing dialogue and debate you get into with players all the time. Every coach goes through this. I read the comments by other coaches, guys sitting on the bench, guys benched, everybody complaining. It's about style of play, and it's hard keeping the way we have to play to win is a very difficult game, and we have to play that way to do it, but it's very challenging, it's physically demanding, it's not fun, but it's the way we're built right now, and we have to play this way, and it's hard to do.
Is that a clarification that is needed with the players? Because in our discussions with them, we're talking about it. I mean, I think from their comments, they took it to mean that the coach is suggesting that they don't want it as much as maybe they should be. I mean, do you have to clarify that?
Well, it's not everybody wants to win, Ryan. It's more the style. It's the style. We have a formula that we think is successful, and we've got to be able to sell it and to get the players to buy it. And some days we do it, and we are very successful, and some days we're not as successful, but we still come back to work and roll up our sleeves and go back to work and do it again.
Ken, Darnell said he grew up in a football environment, his dad, his uncle, and he kind of said you're a little bit, he feels like a football coach, kind of old school, really demanding, and you've had a lot of success with that style. Do you have to massage that with certain players, do you find, different now than 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think everything you do is on the off day. To me, it's you can do what you want on the day of the game. Guys are pretty consistent. It's the off days. It's the days that I think what's really changed is what you do post-game review, stuff like that. That's what's really changed for me is you have to go into teaching mode right away, you know. And that's just the presenting. And the other thing for me is that's really changed is when I started, you just told players what to do, and now it's what, and then it went to how, and now it's why. So you got all those three now. You better have the answers because they're going to ask you all the questions.
Are you finding that they're receptive in there, or do you have to sort of prod more than you thought you would have to?
No, it is what it is. It's like I said, you got to get your hands dirty. You got every day, and you're going to make mistakes. It's an emotional sport. It's not like we're shopping at the mall. Okay, so understand that. And sometimes I say the wrong thing, or the player says the wrong thing, or sometimes it doesn't work out. But then you come back to work and you just keep going. And you try to get guys, you get a little bit of a buy-in, you get more and more. And like I said, the way we have to play, it's hard. And it's very challenging, but if we can be successful because we've proven when you can do this on the road, you can do it anywhere. But when we get away from it, we pay dearly for it. And the reason is that we're a team that has to race to 3. And so we need our power play to chip in. They've done their job. Our power play is very successful right now. But when we start giving up, we can't get into the track meets that other teams can and be loose about it. That's not the way we're built. So we've got to make sure we keep course here. And, you know, just when you think we were on course, we got off course.
So Hitchcock, like a team like Detroit, where they had Zetterberg and Datsu and Stevie, Florida, and all those players, how did they get them to buy in to say, okay, you're offensive players, we've got to check like hell to win this?
Well, I think I have my own. I talked to Steve about that quite a bit. Probably just leave it there. But we went through the same thing in Dallas. We thought we had it won in '98. We thought there was no way and we were going to lose to Detroit. And we thought we were going to go the whole way. And they checked us to death. And we couldn't even get a 6 inches of ice, and I never saw that coming. None of us were ready, players included, but it taught us for the next 2 or 3 years. And when you're buy-in to checking, which is puck management, 75%ing, like when you see Detroit in their heyday play, they never turned it over. And when you play that way, that's checking. So 75% of the puck management is what you do with it. That's checking. And when you manage it properly, you have success. And our discrepancy has been in our puck management. When our analytics are a certain level, we win every time. And that's what I've got to get the players to buy into.
Tyrati update? He wasn't.
He's supposed to try to rehab skate tomorrow. And then same with Benning. They're both supposed to rehab skate. And then Sakara's going to play Wednesday in Bakersfield, and then we'll let you know from there what's going to happen with him.